ready at the beginning. We'll have a lot of learnings happening at the front end. We're going to stage people in. Not everybody's going to go in at once. We're looking at about 5 or 6 people a week going in there. Okay? You can't just put 224 people in the building at once and hope for it to work. So there will be quite a lot of staging. We're going to learn a lot, but we have the right teams to make it work.
Okay, I think we have a question here.
So I saw that there was some parking for staff.
Sorry, I can't hear you.
I saw that there was parking available. Is that for staff or just for tenants?
For tenants and maybe for staff. Can't promise you that yet. So, actually, I just want to maybe elaborate a little bit more about what Cliff has just said. Besides the tenant support staffing, we also have property and asset management staffing. So it's going to be fully loaded with staff. Okay, and that also means that we really have to hire the right people and manage them well to run this place. So next question, will there be smoking areas? In general, we are not allowing people to smoke, but they can smoke on the patio on the 3rd floor. So, and we so they probably will smoke in the room. We are not really going to tolerate that, really. Yeah, so, yeah. I think that's the end of the question list. Any more questions from the floor over here and from the shelter?
Question is, here at the shelter, are pets allowed? It's interesting, we talked about this last week.
No pets allowed.
There are 22 low barrier units, and that's for people with physical disabilities to live in the tower. And we're working quite closely with accessible housing on those units. And there might be some, say a tenant needs a pet to survive, like a CNID dog or something like that. We're going to look into making something like that work. But in general, pets, we research or we look at other housing projects. Pets can become a huge issue in a building like this. Probably no more than a fish, other than a CNID dog or pets for your survival, kind of like working animals in the building. Yeah.
Any more questions?
When can the guests start applying?
When can this guest start applying? Well, first of all, the 67 Home for the Homeless people will be by referral, so they're case managers. So we are hoping to serve at least, the aftercare clients first. The application process probably starting 3 months before the tower is up. So we're looking at about September time. Yeah. For the low income, however, we are going to work with other housing agencies. They have a wait list called the social housing wait list. So we're going to work off that list and screen the people to make sure they are eligible to go into the tower. And that process again will be at least 3 months before the tower is up.
How do people get on that list? Is it through the housing?
It's through the social. If they apply for housing and they said I cannot afford a place to go, and the city actually looks through the criteria and they put them on the social housing wait list. So we are actually going to talk to organizations like Calgary Housing Company or Horizon Housing and see whether we can actually tap onto that list. Yeah. It doesn't stop us from just approaching general public as well, as long as they fit the criteria. Yeah. So.
Do you have a question at the shelter? Does it have a name yet? Sorry, no name yet.
Name of the building. No, we haven't got a name yet. Lyle is actually working on the name with a marketing company, and
that's the address.
Yeah. So we're waiting for that.
One more question here. Oh, good question. Is all of the screening going to be done by the mustard seed or other affiliate agencies? It needs to be a combination of both. So say that somebody from another agency applies, and we're looking to develop MOUs with other agencies that we want to work with in the tower. Rules have to be the same for every tenant going in. So in the MOU, we'll be able to outline how this tower is run very specifically. And then if other agencies want to put people into this tower, we'll develop an MOU with them. And we'll expect people from those agencies to help us with the screening of all people, even people coming through aftercare program and through our own agencies. So it's going to be a real collaborative effort, us and other agencies in the community, to get people into the tower. Is that correct, Grace?
Yes, that's right.
We should probably, I don't want
I think we
to
should
take
pray.
we're hitting 10:30 here, and I know people probably need to run pretty soon. Maybe another question, and then we can wrap up.
So is there going to be jobs created as a result of this, or is Mustard Seed looking to hire internally for the tower, or is it going to be all outside hiring?
Okay, so the question is, will there be jobs created especially for the tower, not just looking internally, but also accept external application? Is that your question? Okay, yes, there will be. So we are actually starting from the manager level right now, and it's open to public as well as for internal staff to apply. And right now we are looking for the right tenant support manager at this point. So I think that's the end of the question time, and I just want to let you know what are the challenges ahead for this tower, so that we can all pray for those areas. I appreciate you guys coming here to sit through this tower update, but there are some dependencies on this project to go well. First of all, the construction project our team is not responsible for. So whatever they're going to hand off to us, it better be complete. So, the transition from the construction project to the operation project, please pray about that to make sure everything is clearly stated and handover and smooth. And we need information before the handover because we want to get tenants in as soon as possible. So at this point, I have been interacting quite a lot with the construction project to get the right information so that we can work on the maintenance scope, etc., etc. So please pray for the transition to be clear and smooth. The leadership, there are a lot of decisions to be made for this tower. We not just Lyle, but in general in all departments, we are actually working with so many departments to make sure everyone is working together, and there are decisions to be made quick. Otherwise, we will have we will slip and we will miss the milestones, and we would not be able to deliver. So please pray for wisdom and guidance to make sure the decisions are made wisely and timely. And especially we're looking at how we are actually going to manage the property and asset management organization in this building. This is an area that we need to develop some expertise and structure. So please pray for that. Staffing. Again, we need staff for property and asset management. We need staff for tenant support. Those are key decisions to be made. Those are key decisions to be filled. So please pray for the staffing. And unity, because we kind of work together with all departments. It's very easy for us to fall back to, oh no, this is not my area, or I've never done that before, or this is too hard, or I don't really want to get involved. But please pray for a unity in the Mustard Seed, that we all work together. If you see the potential of this project, is going to touch lives, not just 224 people, but thousands and thousands of people, and it could be families. So, the potential of doing that I think is an honor, is a privilege for us to be involved. And I hope that now that you are all called into your own positions, and for a reason. So we just pray that all of us will be able to work together and be supportive to each other. And tenants. The right tenants have to be selected to go into this tower. Not just all kinds, but the ones who will benefit most from all the services that we provide to them. And also they are ready to change. We just pray for God's hand on this, to handpick the right tenants to go into the tower. And after all, this building is God's building. It's not just the Mustard Seed building, it's God's building. and is, with His blessing, this is built right now. And I just pray, and I hope that you all pray for this, that it will become a community to truly honor God, to amplify His goodness in building community, growing hope and supporting change. So those are the few areas that I really would appreciate some prayer time. And I don't know whether you have any particular area that speaks to your hearts and you want to volunteer to pray for those areas. Yeah, so maybe we can actually divide the locations up. So Cliff can lead the praying at shelter, and then over here I will appreciate if we can have a few volunteers, to pray for, maybe one volunteer to pray for the construction to operation transition.
So bye everyone downtown. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye everyone downtown. Have a great day, and thank you for your support on this tower, on this project. Keep it in prayer, and see where you can all, like Grace, and pull together and support it. Okay, thanks, bye.
Thank you. So can I have a volunteer or volunteers? Show of hand. Anyone comfortable to pray? Rob, thank you. So would you like to pray for maybe construction to operation transition? As well as maybe leadership? Yeah, so anybody else? Staffing. Anyone wants to pray for staffing? It's a huge part. Thank you, Lee. Thanks. And unity, please. Can you actually pray for staffing and unity? Thank you. Tenants. Okay, let me pray for tenants and the building that glorifies God, and I'll wrap up, okay? So let's go around by going through Rob and Lee and me.